Okay. Um, Hi, my name's Don McLeod, and I have Huntington's disease. As the disease progresses, I'll lose the ability, cognitive ability, to think, to process information very quickly, balance, fall down, and emotional issues such as depression. If you think that's bad, I have kids. You probably have kids. I have two kids. Each of them has a 50% chance of having Huntington's disease. So they'll go through the same life that I'm going through.
Huntington disease is a devastating, hereditary, degenerative brain disorder for which there is, at present, no cure. About 1 in every 10,000 Canadians has HD. The HD gene is dominant, which means that each child, born to a parent with Huntington disease, has a 50% chance of sharing the same fate.
It was during this visit home that I was told what was really wrong with my grandma, and had been since as long as I've known her. She'd had Huntington disease. Even worse, my mom, Cindy, was not only at risk but had started to show symptoms. Suddenly, all 6 of us were facing this horrible monster.
So, 2.5 years on from my test, have I conquered all those fears, ready to engage in the battle with all the demons gone? Have they? Hell. I am absolutely terrified. Not an hour goes past in a day when I don't picture how my quality of life will drain away, question how I will afford to care for myself, fear that however much my friends might now promise they will always come and see me, that they won't really want to, just like I didn't want to see my father when he lost the ability to converse with me.
HD is caused by a protein called huntingtin. When it's mutated, it builds up into neurons and causes neural death. Everyone has the building blocks which produce the huntingtin protein, a gene located on chromosome 4. However, individuals with the disease have too many of those building blocks in a particular place on that chromosome. This results in a gene not functioning correctly and eventually leads to the symptoms of HD. In the early stages of HD, the individual can experience subtle involuntary movements called chorea, difficulty thinking through problems, and depressed or irritable moods. At this phase, individuals may find it difficult to perform work as efficiently and become less functional in their regular activities at home. In the middle stages, issues with movement may increase to the point where assistance for mobility and physical therapists are required. Diminished speech and difficulty swallowing may require help from a speech-language pathologist. At this phase, employment commonly becomes impossible, and ordinary activities will become harder to do. In the last phase, the individual is unable to speak or walk. They are generally able to comprehend language and can be aware of friends or family, but unable to interact, effectively having become prisoners in their own body. It has been said that having HD is like having Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and schizophrenia at the same time.
I have 7 brothers and sisters, and they have kids. So that's 8 of us, and so they each, on average, have 2 kids. Some of those kids are going to have Huntington's disease, like me, because they're at risk. I can't actually do the mental math to figure out how many right now, because that's one of the capabilities, cognitive capabilities, that I've lost, is to do mental math. 98 people out of 100 actually can do math in their head better than I can. That's one of the reminders that I have every day that I have Huntington's disease. I can't ignore it. It will catch up with me, and it will catch up with my nephews and nieces.
What I found in Michael's lab and in the wider scientific community since then is hope. Not the hope that they are working on things, but the real knowledge that people who are very smart are working hard every single day to try and find a cure.
Never underestimate what your work means to the hundreds of thousands of us all over the world who scour the newspapers and internet for any fragment of news from your laboratories. However small any development may seem to you, to us, it is a mountain as big as those overlooking this valley. I know you don't want to raise false hopes, but understand that in a world of total darkness, starless and Bible black, the very faintest glimmer of light emboldens the human spirit to go on.
Please help us turn the darkness into light. Your generous contribution funds research, clinical studies, helps those living with Huntington's, and most importantly, provides hope. The benefits reach beyond those suffering with Huntington's and their families.
This is important. This goes to the point that the fundamentals of understanding Huntington are going to be translatable across biology and inform us on many different diseases. And that in order to make these discoveries, we have to use a breadth of different approaches. That Huntington's disease will inform us on the mechanisms and ways to treat not only Huntington's disease, but many other diseases.
There's been some tests done with mice. They give them Huntington's disease, and they put mice in an enriched environment and in a normal environment, a stressful environment, and they found that the mice in the enriched environment lived longer. I know at the end, I know it's going to just delay the onset of the disease, but that's how I'm trying to live my life. Now, what's an enriched environment? Well, it's everything your doctor tells you to do. You know, get a good night's sleep, get up in the morning, eat properly, get some exercise, get some exercise. But most important, you have to contribute in some meaningful way. As humans, we need to feel that we have some value. As the disease progresses, I have to have an incentive, something that's going to get me up in the morning, and that's my relationship with other people, the conversations I have, and not worrying about what I can't do, but focusing on what I can do. You know, there will be no cure for me, you know, but there is possibilities for a cure for, you know, my kids, my nephews and nieces. The youngest one's 10. So we need some help from people like you.